Hello Mr. Nobody fans, hello, welcome back to part one of the Supercaliber project. Yes indeed. So I bought the bike recently and it's awesome. I may do a full review of it at some point, but I'm not sure when because I don't have time. But I have purchased some lightweight parts or lighter weight parts, so I just wanted to go through what I've bought, why, and then I've got a scale here so we can actually look at the individual weights of the components I bought. The disclaimer, I guess, I bought the stuff with my own money from r2bike.de, which is a German component supplier. They do a lot of weird and wonderful things with lightweight stuff. They sell a lot of exotic components from a variety of different companies, and also some very high quality titanium bolts, which is kind of what I've gone for now. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to use them. I need to measure them properly, make sure that the lengths are alright, the tolerances are there. I think they're alright. I just need to make sure that the length is correct, to make sure I get the right amount of thread in the actual female side of the stem, because they're essentially stem bolts. So yeah, without further ado, let's crack on and let me show you what I've got. Right, so let's get started. We've got some Tubolito tubes. These apparently are 45 grams. The reason I bought Tubolitos and I'm not going tubeless, or I'm considering switching permanently to Tubolitos, is because I can save rotational weight on the wheels, and basically what that means is I'll have an easier time on climbs and the bike should in theory be more responsive. Now I don't know what that's going to do to the, let's say, the ride characteristics. It will probably be a bit of a harsher ride compared to the normal tubeless setup, but in conjunction with a new set of tyres, it's going to be probably saving around 300 grams, because I'm not going to be running sealant fluid. So if you run 150 ml of sealant, that's at least 150 grams there, plus also the sealant liquid is more dense, so it probably weighs a bit more. With these, you're saving a lot of weight, and they are allegedly really strong, so we'll see about that. We'll do a little test with these at some point, see how many miles we can get out of them before they actually puncture. Next on the list, some Continental Race Kings. Now these have the black chili compound and they are the race sports version, so they are the non-tubeless version of the tyre. As you can see, it's got quite a nice light thread. It's not actually too dissimilar from the ones that I've, or the tread that I've got on the XR2 team issues there. The difference is this tyre is a lot lighter, so I'll point out the weights of this in a minute. I've weighed the front tyre on the Supercaliber currently on it, and there's quite a big difference. So in conjunction with the Tubolitos, that should make a lot of, quite a considerable improvement on the rotational mass. So yeah, tyres are good. Obviously Tubolito repair kit for that, but I mean that's boring stuff, we don't need to talk about that. I bought some extra light hyper grips. Now these apparently they weigh 18 grams. The grips I've currently got on the bike weigh about 98, so again, a relatively good weight saving for cheap. These, I think these were like 17 euros, something like that. And then what else did I get? I got a bike yoke seat clamp. This is apparently, we'll get to the weights in a bit, but this is basically half the weight of the one that Bontrager supply as standard on the bike. Now we'll have to see how reliable this is, because it looks quite flimsy, and there is like a really lightweight titanium bolt there which has a Torx head on it, so we'll have to see how long it lasts. I've got some assembly paste to go on the seat post so it should, you know, even with relatively low newton meters of torque, it should still hold it in place quite well. So we'll test it, we'll see what happens. Last but not least, as I said, I've got some grade 5 titanium bolts. These are apparently the highest quality titanium you can get, and obviously that's something, if you're going to stick these on your handlebar clamp and your stem clamps, then you don't want to skimp on the quality. So get the grade 5 titanium bolts if you're going to do that, and make sure they're from a reliable supplier. So yeah, let's get on to the weights of things, and then we'll touch base again. So right, let's tire that 0. Right, tire 1. So 509 grams. So that's good. It's well within spec. I already know the second one's going to be lighter. I'm just going to try and stack it on top. Ooh. Oh, no, I can't do that. But we know that's 509, so we'll put that to the side. And the second one's actually under. So what was it? 496. So that's actually quite surprising. It's lighter than what it's supposed to be, but anyway, not going to complain about that. Let's get a tubolito out. We'll just weigh the one with the 43, so under the weight advertised, which is fine by me. And the bolts, it's 11 grams for 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 bolts. And the bike yoke clamp, is that 9 grams? Jesus, actually that's long. I thought it was meant to be 11, but okay. These have bar ends as well, so quite stiff. See how we get on with these, but right, so 18 grams as advertised. So there you go. Those are all the new parts I bought. I think in total it came to about 150 euros with posting, and then I had to pay import duty, of course, because of Brexit. So thank you for that. And that's it. Like I said, I think the bulk of the weight saving will come from the tyres and the removal of the sealant liquid, the sealant fluid. So that should save, I mean, even if you have 150 in there, that's times 2, that's 300 grams, and that's if, you know, that's just with a normal liquid. But obviously the sealant's, like I said, it's more dense. The XR2 I think weighs 669 grams for the front one. The rear I'm pretty sure is going to be around the same. So again, you know, we've got 496 grams and 509 as advertised. So again, that's a pretty substantial weight saving on the tyres alone. And then it's gonna, you know, the clamps half the weight of the original one, and then we've got the bolts. That's I think I've weighed one steel bolt 3.2 grams. So then you're saving 1 gram per, but yeah, it's about 10 grams. I think it might be more than that actually. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll do a weigh in of the bike before I start modding it, and then another weigh in of the bike once it's all finished. The scales I have a 100 gram error, so I have checked it with another set of scales. So actually the bike as standard as it is with pedals and 2 bottle cages was actually 9.8 kilos. So, and the bottle cages are 100 grams for the pair, so without them, as you can see I've taken them off, it's 9.7, plus I was the pedals are also 300 grams, so it's 9.4 kilos in a large, which is pretty damn good if you think about it, because yeah, the frames are large, and then, you know, all the components are top end, so it's got the Bond Trader XXX stuff, handlebars, the seat post, the wheel set. So yeah, I'm really quite happy with the initial wear anyway, so I got quite lucky, I think. And now we should see some improvements in reliability and weight with these new components. So I'll post this as a part 1 introduction, and then stay tuned for the actual weigh-in, the swapping of the parts, and the final weigh-in. And then we'll see where we go from there, because I can go a lot further. Yeah, I could get a lot more expensive parts, but for now, I think that'll do. So, yeah, if you like the video, please like and subscribe, and as always, stay safe and enjoy your weekend riding. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.